Welcome to Menopause Diaries Unfiltered. I'm Jackie Grant, your host, with over a decade of experience of working with women peri to post-menopause, helping them to lose their next 15 to 20 pounds within 4 months without calorie counting, restrictive diet, or spending all their time in the gym with natural solutions. I've delivered workshops around menopause to councils, adult learning services, whilst running a community interest company that I deliver and host menopause and women's health cafes in my borough. So this Menopause Diaries, this podcast is where you get real talk about menopause, the weight, the mood, the sleeplessness, the wins, the hard days, the good days, unfiltered, unscripted, and unapologetic. Today's guest is Emily Barclay, who is the founder of Perimenopause Hub, which she set up 7 years ago. Welcome, Emily.
Hello.
Oh, it's so great to have you on. So, Emily, tell me about your journey through menopause.
Oh, I mean, so much fun, right? Like everybody's.
Yeah.
I was 39 when I first started getting symptoms, so I was too young. And so I got dismissed by the doctors a lot. Took about 3.5 years going back and forth to the doctors. I got told I should just join an exercise class.
Wow.
I was training for an Ironman triathlon at the time. So, just joining an exercise class was a really good idea. I got told I was stressed and I got referred to a stress management program where I was told that I should just exercise more and sleep better.
Wow.
It was, it's laughable now, but at the time it was really not much fun. One doctor said, "Oh, I guess this could be something to do with menopause, I suppose. I could prescribe you some antidepressants, like they're meant to be good with hot flushes." Okay, 10 years on, I've never had a hot flush. So,
so there was a lot of listening going on there.
Yeah, so it was a really, really frustrating, like 3.5 years of just not knowing what was wrong with me because I was exhausted. I mean, the level of fatigue that I can only liken to if you've gone out on a really long bike ride and you get your fueling wrong and you hit a wall. But when just walking down the road and just being like, oh God, I've got to be in bed now. Not just I've got to go and sit down. I've got to be in my pajamas in bed right now.
Yeah.
That level of tired. And the rage. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I've never really been an angry person, but oh my God.
Yeah.
Nobody warned me about that suddenly this red mist would descend.
Yeah.
And then I just keep coming back for more. Like, now I'm on it. I'm gonna everything. My poor partner, honestly, he deserves a medal. And like after the rage episodes, I'd then just go and sob for like an hour and a half. And the next day I would wake up genuinely feeling hungover, like from all the emotion. And the next day I'd be like, oh my word. Anyway, fast forward those 3 years, I then started tracking everything. So I was like, there's gotta be some information here.
Yeah.
So I started putting everything into an app, but the app didn't have a sort of a downloadable aspect. So I put it all into Excel because I'm a bit of a geek and like played around with all the stuff. And it was like, oh, there it is. All of this stuff is hormonal. That crushing fatigue is always the same week of my cycle. The rage is always the same day of my cycle. It's like, oh. So then I was able to go back to the doctor, and this was a lovely doctor by this point. And she's like, well, I think it's one of two things. We've eliminated pretty much everything else. She's like, I think it's either chronic fatigue or it's perimenopause. And I was like, totally agree with you.
Brilliant.
But I know it's not chronic fatigue. And look at this data. Rah, it's hormonal. And oh my God, like literally a weight lifted, just going, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just puberty part 2. I survived the first one.
Yes.
I bought loads of really colourful clothes and dyed my hair silly colours in the first one. Let's do that again. It's a tried and tested formula.
That's
anybody listening without video, I have pink, red and turquoise hair and I'm wearing
And it
turquoise.
matches what you're wearing, so it's
I'm wearing
amazing.
turquoise dungarees with dinosaurs on. So yeah, I'm totally regressing to I don't know what age, but there we are. I'm very happy with it. Anyway, it was at that point, once I'd got the word perimenopause, I'm like, okay, awesome. Now I've got something I can Google, I've got something I can look up, blah, blah, blah.
Mm,
Nothing. Couldn't find anything. So
mm,
I realized I had to create it. I had to create what I needed.
mm,
So I wanted there to be a combination of expert advice and peer support. So I started bringing together experts,
mm.
initially in the UK, then a load in Canada, slightly randomly, then
Nice.
Australia, and
Nice.
then the US. And once I got someone in the US, I'm like, okay, we've got something here. This is pretty cool. Um,
Brilliant.
and yeah, so now I've got experts kind of all around the way, well, all around the place. And I set up my Facebook group so that we can have the community aspect as well, because I don't know how you host that on a website. Um, and I thought it would help a couple of thousand women.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook group's at 165,000 now.
Wow. That's amazing, Emily. That's
So
amazing.
I so what sort of started out with me just going to hell and back, frankly,
Yeah.
is now actually a really positive story of just like helping people to find the answers that I wish I'd been able to find.
Mm. And you talked quite a lot about things that surprised you during that journey, like the rage coming over you. And I know exactly what you mean. It is almost like something just, it's like this black thing goes over you and you kind of, and then all of a sudden you just change and you just
Yeah,
can't stop it.
it's terrifying. It is terrifying.
It's absolutely crazy how that happens. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
think that was probably one of my realizations, was that how your body, how your hormones can just, bring you to that place.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just yeah. And I've observed. So I've once I started tracking, I started really observing everything. I got quite obsessive about it, and I realized for me, the rage day is a couple of days out from my period if I get even a minuscule bit hangry. So as long as I keep my blood sugar happy
Yeah,
and I eat regularly on that day,
yeah,
I can. And sometimes I have to just kind of leave the room.
yeah,
But I can manage the rage now
yeah,
because actually I started spotting the triggers.
yeah.
But before I could spot the triggers, it felt like it was literally coming from nowhere.
And what was really useful that you did was that you tracked everything, and then you were able to go and be empowered to go and speak to your GP. Do you see what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's sometimes what we don't do as women, is that we don't start to identify all these things before we go there. That way you're armed with that information to actually go, look, this, and I know what it is. So
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
what I need.
Exactly. But also I think it's like tracking is really useful for showing you that it's not bad every day.
Yes, it's the
Because I think we
pattern.
can really easily get into this feeling that this is beyond our control, that
Yes,
this is happening to us, and oh
yes,
God, how do I get out of this and whatever.
yes,
And actually, once you start tracking, if you track every single day, the goods, the bads, the uglies, you
yes.
will see that actually there's a lot of days each month when you feel pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
And
it's the same as, like you said, you're going from puberty to perimenopause. It's the same as puberty. A lot of us didn't track outside
no,
and
no,
actually have an understanding that
no,
there are good seasons of the cycle, and there are, like,
right.
bad seasons of the cycle and all that kind of thing. And we didn't do that. And
No, and I wish 13-year-old me or whatever had been
yeah,
taught the cycle, not
yes,
just that there is this period that turns up sometimes.
exactly,
Like, I
exactly,
wish I'd understood that there's the follicular phase and ovulation and the luteal phase, and that I would feel different through each of those.
exactly.
So that, like, throughout all of my 20s and 30s, I could have harnessed that
Yes,
and
yes,
gone, right, okay, the reason I want to eat salad today is because I'm in my follicular phase.
Yeah.
And then not beat myself up on the, okay, I'm deep into my luteal phase and I need all of the stodge,
Yeah.
and not be thinking, oh God, I'm such a failure. I was able to eat
Yes.
salad last week. It's like, no, your hormones are asking for different things and it's
Exactly.
okay. I
Exactly.
wish I'd had that.
Exactly. And that, you know, that's another big conversation and about us educating our young people in that
Yeah.
area, because, you know, now that we've got the information, we need to, like, you know, bring it to them so that they completely understand this is what's going on. And you shouldn't be curled up on the bathroom floor. No.
Right. I know. And like, oh, don't even get me started on that one, honestly. Oh, period pains are normal. Right.
No.
So I have actually in the last few years, I had a phase, and I've now realized that when I get really bad period pains, it's generally after a prolonged time of stress.
Mm.
I had a phase when I was getting 5 days of crippling period pains per cycle over
Mm.
a 3 week cycle. Yay. So that's a week
Wow.
out of every three basically written off.
Yeah.
Went to the doctor about it, spoke to a nurse, and this was like around COVID time, so obviously it was just a phone call.
Mm.
And she was like, well, have you tried paracetamol? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Have you tried a hot water bottle? Yeah.
Gosh.
Have you tried ibuprofen?
Wow.
Well, what do you want me to do?
No, that's what was said. Oh my God.
And I'm like, I, I was hoping you could help me. Period pains are normal.
Ooh. Wow. No, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy that we try to get support around women's health, and it's still, you know, there's been a few changes. We've seen a few
Yes.
changes, right? You know, there's going to be women's health, you know, what's it called again? Health checks. Yeah.
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 Yes. Coming in
So,
at 40, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So women's health checks. We also have now that, you know, you can just pay £20 for the year for
Yes.
HRT. That's brilliant. So there's these small things happening. There's small things happening, but we need
Yeah.
more. We
Well,
need more.
what I find really interesting is the fact that in terms of getting help from your doctor, it is literally a postcode lottery, isn't it? And I know we
Yeah.
hear that phrase all over the place,
Yeah.
but we moved, my partner and I, we moved house from England to Scotland last year.
Right.
And the surgery in our little village here is phenomenal.
Brilliant.
I mean, astoundingly phenomenal.
Mm.
So, like, to the extent I was like, maybe it's time to have the conversation about adding testosterone to my HRT. I'll
Yeah.
go and have a chat,
Yeah.
expecting
Mm.
the battle,
Yes.
the, oh, my poor partner's going to leave me because I've
Yeah.
got no libido.
Yeah.
Like, excuse my French, but utter bullshit that you have to kind of come out with
Yes.
to
Yeah.
access anything. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to be a bit honest. But anyway, I got there. This doctor, bless her, she was a locum, and she came out to the waiting room and she was like, hi, Emily, just quickly before you come in, I've got my dog in there. Are you okay with that? And I'm like,
Oh.
I've got my bag of treats here. Are you okay with that? And I went in, played with the dog, and then went, anyway, so I've come to talk to you about adding testosterone, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. So she's like, just before you feel you need to give me chapter and verse, I'm going to write you the script, but I just want to understand why you feel it would help. And I'm like,
Whoa.
sorry? So I'm playing with this beautiful dog and you're hearing me.
That's amazing.
And so I went out of there with the prescription, then had to have a blood test to check that my levels were okay to need to use it. Turns out
Yes.
my levels were really high, so I didn't need it. Anyway, never
Ah.
mind.
Oh.
But
But
just,
you were heard.
I was heard. And she gave me time and
Yeah.
space. And I know I live in a small rural community, so the doctors have more time, and
Yes.
that's a privilege that I have acquired by moving here.
Yeah.
You know, there's downsides, like the nearest supermarket is 36 miles away. You know,
Wow. That's a trek.
it's cool. Um,
Yeah.
you sort of give and take, don't you?
Yes.
But the medical care here is astonishing. And in Scotland, we get free prescriptions. So it's fab.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So, and I feel like it's always important to give praise where it is definitely required, because I see certainly in my Perimenopause Hub community a lot of doctor bashing, and I always want to kind of stand up for the good ones.
Yeah, of course. And that's the thing. And at the end of the day, there's no point in bashing them, but we need to educate them. That's what we need to
Right.
do. As individual women, we need to be the ones going in and saying, well, this and this, I've read the nice guidelines. This is what it says. Hello, can you
Yeah.
literally look at this if you haven't seen it yet? And when you come empowered, they literally listen to you so much more. Do you know what I mean?
It's so true. And this is where the tracking thing comes in so much, because then you've got hard data.
That's
Like,
right.
and you're going, look, this is what my body has been doing for the last two or
Yeah,
3 months.
yeah,
Not because and I hold my hands up. The first few doctor visits I had, I was just going in with like a post-it note, just going, I don't know, I feel like this.
yeah,
But that doesn't give them any information about it being hormonal, because this, whatever it is, could be low iron, it could be low vitamin D, it could be
yeah,
low B12. There's lots of
yeah,
things it could be.
yeah,
And it's joining those dots of it going with your cycle that
yes,
gives them that clue of, okay, we're looking at something hormonal here.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, Emily, it's been amazing, amazing to talk to you. Let my audience know where they can find you, your links and everything. You can
Yeah,
give me and I'll put it on the show notes.
cool. So perimenopausehub.com, and on Facebook we're Perimenopause Hub, expert advice and peer support. But if you just look up Perimenopause Hub, you'll find it. Instagram, Perimenopause Hub. Um, am I on anything else? YouTube, Perimenopause Hub.
Woohoo! You're everywhere, girl.
Yep.
So thank you so much for being a guest today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all for watching and listening. And if you have any questions for me or my guests, ask them in the comments, like, subscribe. See you all in the next episode. Take care. Bye.